Chapter 13, Run, Run, Run. As Liz dashes through the bushes outside, you all turn away from the dining room window and sprint towards the nearest exit. Why the hell is Liz running away from the house? I don't know, but we should do less talking and more running. She's one of our suspects. We can't just let her vanish into the woods. This might not be a sign of guilt. She could be running away from something. As you all race through the halls, John chimes in, not even winded. It'd have to be something pretty damn important. The pass should be cleared in a day or so. Let's just hope Liz doesn't kill someone or get killed pulling this stunt. You stash the puzzle box you found in the cabinet as Pete peeks out of a nearby room, looking worried. What was that noise? Was someone else murdered? Not that we know of. Liz just dove into the bushes outside. Ouch, is she hurt? Did she hurt someone? I don't know, but either way, we're gonna find her. Just make sure everyone else stays put. You've got it, but be careful out there. There are some cliffs that can sneak up on you in the fog. John pulls open a sliding door as you all race outside just in time to spot Liz vanishing around the edge of the house. You chase after her, skidding around the pool, only to see a waist-high wall standing between you and the edge of the pool yard. On your left. John easily vaults over the short wall, but it's coming up on you fast. Follow John over, run for a gap in the wall. Grab on the top of the wall and throw all your momentum into the leap as you swing your legs over. You don't get quite as much clearance as John, but you land cleanly on your feet on the other side, continuing the chase. Nice moves, Parkour Conan Doyle. What riding seminar did you learn that in? Oversleeping on midterm days in college? Sometimes you've just either got to hop on a few fences or miss that exam that's half your grade. Agatha Christie could never. You round the house, reach the front gate to the mansion, where the spot where Nick once welcomed you, though that feels like a lifetime ago. You don't see Liz, but you hear a revving of a motor and spot a pair of tire treads disappearing into the surrounding woods. Crap, she's getting away. We usually keep 2 ATVs here for transport and security sweeps. Looks like Liz took the other one. John nods to a spot just past the gate where you see only a single ATV parked beside a golf cart. But that still leaves us something to go after her in. I'm sorry, you want to do a high-speed motor chase through the woods? I know I'm the one leading an international life of crime, but I don't do chases for a reason. Believe me, I'd rather be sitting in my room watching Murder, She Wrote, but I don't think we have a choice. You all consider your options. The golf cart can hold all of us, but it'll be slow. If the 2 of us took the ATV, though, we might be able to gain some ground. Take the ATV with a selection of your love interest. Got it. I'm gonna go with military man. John, take the ATV with me. Farah, Don, take it, and then golf cart and follow her trail. You got it. We'll be right behind you, booking it like we just robbed a country club. A booking, it might be a strong word for what this thing can do, but we'll be right-ish behind you. Then let's go. Jump on. You jump on the ATV, John swings one leg over, getting on behind you. John's strong arms wrap around your waist. I'll need to hold on to you for balance. You'd figure he'd be driving. Then hold on tight, I don't want you falling off. You can feel the heat of his muscular body pressed against your back, his arms flexing as he grips your his left wrist with the opposite hand, holding you to him like a seatbelt. Roger that, I'm locked and loaded. You rev the engine, and the ATV zooms off into the woods after Liz's trail. The ATV lurches back and forth, the suspension rocking over the increasingly uneven terrain as you dodge between trees. I'll try to stay on her trail, but this is going to take some fancy steering. Do whatever you've got to do, Finn. You swerve around one rock, the tires squealing across the landscape as John hangs on to you for dear life. You okay back there? Yeah, I ride these things on security patrol all the time. That's why he should be driving. Though I'm usually driving. Riding in the back is like I've just gotta hope for the best. Well, you can count on me. His grip around your waist tightens ever so slightly, and you feel him nod. I do. And hold on. Ahead of you, a large branch has fallen over the clearest trail through the trees. Oh no! You spot a bank to the left you could use as a ramp to leap over the branch, or a rocky slope around it to the right. I'm gonna do the bank on the left. You jerk the handlebars on the ATV to the left and race up the steep bank. I hope this thing can fly. As long as it can land. The bank tops out and the ATV goes flying through the air with you and John clinging to it for dear life. You whoop at the top of your lungs with a mix of nerves and pure adrenaline, and you hear John laughing behind you. You land on the ground with a resounding thump, still hot on Liz's trail. Nice driving. Where'd you learn to jump an ATV? Television. I almost wish I hadn't asked. You follow Liz's tire tracks deeper and deeper into the woods, and there's no sign of them slowing. They're way out past the mansion grounds. I didn't realize there was so much open land here. This is beyond even where I patrol. I don't know what Liz could be looking for out here. Beats me that all she's gonna do is find a cold night stranded in the wilderness without gas to get back to the mansion. So might we, if we're not careful. He points over your shoulder to a large patch of wet earth. Your tire tracks skid wildly through it. The mud almost got her. It could get us too. You grip the ATV's handlebars as you head for the muddy patch. Steer around the mud, gun it through the mud. Steer around it. Hang on. Determined to avoid skidding through the mud, you turn sharply towards patches of firm ground, weaving between trees and muddy patches alike. Damn! You drive like a fighter pilot. All those days procrastinating on my manuscript to play video games are finally paying off. Up ahead, the trees and underbrush finally start to clear. I think I see something. Just ahead is a cliff face, which rises at least 50 feet above you. A tunnel sits at the base of it with a rickety old sign reading, "Mine closed." The other ATV is parked by the mine's entrance. You pull up next to it, and both of you hop off just as the golf cart rumbles up behind you. Somehow it kept up with your ATV. You two caught up fast. Only because Dante here drives like a bat out of hell. And because you two did a good job clearing a path for us. I think we all closed some distance. Look. John points out a pair of footprints heading into the tunnel and another pair beside them. You caught up with Liz, enough to spot another clue. 2 sets of footprints? Those boots have to be Liz's, but who else is with her? Someone with expensive running shoes, judging from the treads. I'd say odds are they belong to one of our other guests. Quick question. Have any of you ever seen Scream? How is this relevant? Let's say yes, but it's been a while. Okay, well, there's always 2 killers in the series, and they fake you out by having one of them on screen when someone else gets killed. Do you think there could be 2 killers working together? I don't know. I'm just saying. Keep your eyes open. Oh, I plan to. I heard stories about there being an old mine out here, back when Nick first bought this property. It used to run all the way through to the other side of the mountain until it got shut down, but it's been closed for years. Meaning no one has checked it in years. Could Liz be trying to escape? Get out before the pass is cleared? She could also be trying to lure us into a trap. Either way, the answers are in there with her. You all warily step inside, find yourself at the base of a rickety staircase that spirals up into a tunnel. Oh, Liz stares down at you at the top of the staircase, her eyes wide. Liz! Place looks like a death trap. Come back. She pauses for a moment, looking down at you. Whatever's going on, we can protect you if you're innocent. And you talk to us. Her face flickers over your companions, and then she shakes her head. I'm sorry, Finn, I can't. With that, she pulls at a piece of the stairwell's railing. The stairway collapses with a thunderous crash, and Liz vanishes into the darkness above. Damn it. Even if she is the killer, she could die in here. Oh, that'd be a shame. Agreed. We can't just leave her wandering around an abandoned mine. Your companions begin looking around the cavern for a way onward. Aside from the remains of the stairs, there's not much to work with. There are plenty of handholds on the walls. I've got some climbing experience. I bet I could free climb up to the top of the stairs. I don't mean to doubt a professional cat burglar, but those look pretty rickety. What if something breaks? I don't see an alternative. I do. That ledge is, what, 10 feet high? I could put together a platform out of this stuff. If I stood on it, I could boost one of you up there. And that sounds less dangerous to you. Standing on already collapsed wreckage. We don't even know if you could lift any of us up there. That part's no problem. When I was on the cheerleading squad, I used to... Wait, hold up, go back. You were a cheerleader. We don't have time for a backstory right now. The longer we talk, the further away Liz gets. Let's try Jun's plan. Grab the sturdiest looking pieces you can and stack them here. You all search the wreckage for the staircase, gathering the most intact pieces of wood and stone for Jun to pile together. He tests its stability with one foot, then clambers onto it holding out a hand. Who's ready for a boost? I'll go. Jun tugs you up onto the makeshift platform as Dante calls up from behind. Hey, just checking. You two are current on all your shots, right? I hope so. Jun laces his fingers together, creating a stirrup for your foot. Step into the stirrup, use the wall for balance, then step onto my shoulders, got it? Yep, no problem. Piece of cake. You step onto Jun's interlaced hands, and then he lifts you, his whole body shifting beneath your weight. You clamber atop his shoulders. Now just step up, and you're there. You push off his shoulders, reaching towards the intact steps, and the makeshift pile beneath you shudders. You scramble up, grab the ledge, heave your body onto it as if everything disappears beneath you. There's a loud crash as you roll onto the ledge. Jun, are you okay? Fine. Do you see a way to help us up? Not 5 feet from you, there's a rope tied around a solid-looking support beam. Help incoming. You drop one of the ends of the rope down to cheers from below, and one at a time, the rest of the group climbs the rope to reach the ledge. I gotta admit, that worked better than I thought it would. I never had any doubt. As you follow Liz's trail, the tunnel becomes darker. You all pull out your phone to use as flashlights, the light beaming off cobwebs and rusty equipment. I never expected a weekend at our billionaire friend's mansion to lead to spelunking. That makes two of us. I hate to ask, but are we still sure the killer is a guest? What if someone else had been hiding in these tunnels all along? I've seen that trope before. Locked room premise, but the killer is an outsider who secretly found a way inside. But look at all the dust and cobwebs on these stalactites. Besides us and Liz, I don't think anyone else has been here in decades. Yes, because I go up and hug stalagmites and clean them. A shame. It is just lovely ambiance, like a horror movie set designed to give you the worst allergies of your life. Also, it dawned on me that this game, or this thing, is kind of like based off of Until Dawn, if you've ever played that game. Just saying. Yeah, can't say I'm a fan. Chasing a suspect into an abandoned setting isn't a story that usually has a happy ending. You all tiptoe around the abandoned mining equipment and cracks in the ground, but up ahead a fallen rock blocks most of the path forward. Looks like we're gonna have to scramble over that thing one at a time. I'll go first. I was going to offer, but I don't want to deny you the pleasure. The darkness in the cavern seems to press in on you. Everyone exchanges a look before John steps towards the rock. I'll squeeze Farah's hand before she goes. Follow as soon as I can. Squeeze Dante. Squeeze John. John it is. You reach out to catch John's hand, giving it a brief squeeze. Be careful, okay? He squeezes back and gives you a reassuring nod, just the smallest hint of a smile on his lips. And don't worry, Finn. Careful is my bread and butter. One by one, you all scramble through it into a room whose floor is littered with small cracks and larger fissures. God, this place is like a maze. How does Liz even know where she's going? She's nothing if not organized. Maybe she found old blueprints of the... Ah! As you all move forward, there's a sharp cracking sound and the ground suddenly gives out under Farah. You reach for her, but she's already vanished into the darkness below. You hear an impact and a soft groan. Are you okay? You, John, and Dante huddle around the small fissure that opened beneath her feet, peering into it for any sign of your companion. Oh yes, just hunky-dory. Nothing broken, at least. Where are you? Can you see anything? In some kind of cave, but the walls are quite steep. It looks like it runs in the same direction as the cave you're in. You should press on. I'll do the same here. Hopefully I can find a way to climb back up to you. If you're sure, but I don't like the idea of any of us being alone right now. Neither do I. I know Farah can handle herself, but I could slide down after her. That way she's not wandering around these caves alone. That or you could let, Dante or John go with her, but, John, Dante, keep moving. Find Liz if you can. I'm not leaving Farah down in the dark by herself. He hesitates, as if he wants to protest, but he nods. Alright, just get out of there as soon as you both can. He looks up at you and down, as if steadying himself. I don't want anything happening to you either, Finn. I was in a movie about some Chilean guys who got stuck in a mine for months. Not recommended. As you step towards the fissure, Dante squeezes your shoulder for a moment. His touch is warm and comforting. So, don't climb into any tunnels you aren't sure you can't get out of, okay? Noted. With that, you lower yourself carefully into the fissure where Farah fell. It's deeper than it seemed from above. It grows narrower as you go, barely wide enough for one person to slide down. You spot Farah's phone and flashlight below, waving to guide you towards her, and you manage to land on your feet. Glad you made it in one piece. She smiles, but in the scant light, her face is drawn and smudged with dust. I was about to say the same thing to you. Seriously, are you okay? I turned my ankle a little, but I mostly just dinged up my pride. I know you said not to come down, but... No, I'm glad you did. For a second there... She scrubs a hand over her face and lets out a shaky breath, not willing to finish the sentence. Farah, there's no way I was leaving you. You reach out to take her hand, brushing a thumb over her knuckles. I hope the only things down here are more cobwebs, rusty mine carts, but whatever we find, we'll face it together. Oh, Finn, that's just what every girl wants to hear when trapped in an abandoned mine. She squeezes your hand, and as she looks at you in the low light, the glibness in her voice vanishes. Thank you, really. You don't need to thank me. Let's just find a way out of here. You and Farah begin slowly picking your way through the dark caverns by the shaky light from your phones. In most places, there's only enough room for you to move in a single file, but after every obstacle, she stops and waits for you. You know, there are easier ways to spend time alone with a girl than following her into a potentially inescapable cavern. No arguments here, but hey, when life gives you inescapable caverns, why not make lemonade? She lets out a soft chuckle, nudging your hips with hers. Has anyone ever told you that your optimism is almost irritatingly charming? Nick, actually, but I like hearing it from you. That air tunnel you're in suddenly ends. Well, that's not promising. You both lift your phone lights, looking for any sign of a way forward, and you see a small opening several feet overhead. Looks like a bit of a squeeze, but I think we'll manage it. I'll need a boost to get up there, though. Farah, one boost coming right up. You cup your hands into a stirrup, resting them atop your knee, and Farah steps into your interlaced fingers. Ready? As much as I'll ever be. Okay, 1, 2, 3, up. You heave her up as far as you can, and she catches the edge of the opening, pulling herself up the rest of the way. Well done, Finn. You and Jun should have been on the cheerleading squad together. She leans down, offering you a hand, and hauls you up after her in a narrow passageway. Oof, we've got to hear the rest of that story from him once we get out of here. Hang on, am I just lightheaded, or is there a light up ahead? I see it too, come on. Lightheaded, light ahead, that's a pun. You scrambled onward towards the faint light. The passageway slowly widens around you and you clamber out. Into a cavern illuminated by glowing lichen. Steam rises from a large pool at its center. That is gorgeous. Wow, I can't believe the old mine ever bored through this place. Lucky for us that it didn't. Do you mind if we take a little breather? I'd like to wash my face and soak my feet. Yes, let the killers slip away. Same. I'm not about to turn down a free hot spring. She sits at the edge of the water and you join her, both slipping out of your shoes. The moment you dip your feet in the steaming water, a wave of relief washes through your whole body. Oh, wow, that's nice. Just what the doctor ordered. The moment the words leave her mouth, her face falls. At least, I like to think she would have. Poor Madani. I think she would have recommended not running into the creepy mine in the first place. She lets out a small, soft laugh. As she always was the most sensible of Nick's friends. You swirl your feet through the water, leaving a blue trail of bioluminescent light in your wake. All this creeping around and squeezing through tiny spaces is way out of my wheelhouse, but it must not be too new for you. Oh, this is way out of my league. Way more intense, way higher stakes. Art theft isn't high stakes. I mean, sure, it has its moments, but most of the people I steal from have too many earthly possessions already. They hardly ever notice, and when they do, they're too ashamed to do much. This has been much scarier. The abandoned mine, all the death. But you write about murder all the time. Has that made it any easier coping with all of this? Easier? Nothing could make this easier. I've learned over the past few days that no matter how many times you write about dead bodies, it just doesn't prepare you for finding one. Especially not when one is your best friend and another is an innocent woman you could have saved. Farah reaches over to rest her hand on yours. None of us knew the killer would strike again. Nick's murder was financially motivated. It was reasonable to think the others were in the clear. That doesn't change the fact that Madani lying in the freezer now with Nick. No, it doesn't. She shivers a little, wrapping her arms around herself. I just hope that chasing after Liz gets us some answers. Yeah, me too. She smiles at you softly in the cavern's flickering light, and you can see how much dust has gotten on her face. Hang on just a second. You tear a small piece of cloth from your clothing, dip it in the spring with a damp cloth. You wipe a smear of dirt off her cheek. That feels nice. Was I gross? Just a little dusty. Well, that makes two of us here. Let me return the favor. She takes the cloth from your hand, dips it in the water once more before brushing it across your cheek. Oh, kissing. As the damp cloth brushes the corner of your mouth, you lean in, causing Farah's touch to ghost over your lips. Finn. Her hand holding the cloth lowers, and she's leaning in to meet you in a slow, lingering kiss. Farah, She silences you with another kiss that slides into your lap, straddling you as she kisses you again. Blue light washes over both of you as you lose yourself in the taste of her lips and the press of her body against yours. She only pulls away when you both need to catch your breath. Farah smiles at you in the cavern's soft, undulating light. You really know how to put a girl at ease under the strangest circumstances. The kiss was that good, huh? Oh, Finn, you don't need me to answer that. She leans in to give you one last kiss, softer this time. But let's just say I'm exceptionally glad you followed me down here. Me too. She slides off your lap, gets to her feet, holding out a hand to help you up. We should probably get going. Who knows what those boys have gotten themselves into without us? Probably something wholesome, comparing Eagle Scout badges, debating the best way to rappel down after us. Well, then let's save them the trouble if we can. And with that, you slip your socks and shoes back on and continue through the caverns. It's only a few minutes later before you hear echoing voices up ahead. You follow them to a small cavern with an opening in the ceiling. Dante, Jin, is that you? We're right here. Climb up and we'll pull you out. Farah gives you a boost and you see John and Dante peering down, each reaching to help you up. Once you're upright on solid ground, John steps towards you, then hesitates, rests a hand on your arm just for a moment before pulling away. God, I'm glad to see you. I was starting to think you'd never find a way out. You didn't miss me, did you? I mean, I was a little worried, but you should have seen Dante. He was on the verge of climbing down after you. Really? Dante smiles, but you can see the worry behind it as he squeezes your hand. You had me pretty scared for a minute. I was counting on you to come get me out. Use all that knowledge you built up during the Chilean Miner movie. Oh, then you'd be out of luck. I know how to eat jerky, but I do not know how to make it. No, don't worry about me. I'm just fine staying down here. John reaches in and tugs Farah out of the hole, one-handed. Whew, such service. Glad you're okay too, Farah. So, where are we headed? Any sign of Liz? It looks like this tunnel opens up ahead. There's been some noise up there. We were just waiting for you. And let's see what's causing all the racket. Now, reunited, the four of you proceed down a large tunnel. There's an odd scraping sound up ahead with like rocks shifting over each other. You peek into a large cavern that clearly used to be the mine's other entrance, the one leading out of these mountains. But the entrance has long since caved in, and atop the precarious slope of rocks that block it, a sweaty Liz is tugging at a small boulder. I'm making progress. I can see a bit of light from the other... Liz, it's no use. We're already stuck. The last thing I want is to be trapped in here with your dead body. Angelina stands a little ways away from the rock pile, covered in dust, grime, peering up at Liz with worry. Angelina? Those other footprints we saw outside must have been hers. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna get us out of here. I just have to find the right... She shoves the rock in front of her, and the whole pile shifts. Rocks overhead begin tumbling down towards her. Ah, such a shame. I'll get between her and the rock slide. Tackle Liz out of the way. Can I have a third option where I just let Liz die? Anyway, before your mind fully catches up with your body, you're diving forward, tackling Liz out of the way as the rock crashes down where she once stood. Liz! Finn! Plot. What? I can't laugh, it hurts. John and Farah pull Angelina out of the way as more rocks tumble down and scatter across the cavern floor towards her. But the moment the rocks settle, she pulls away from both of them, rushing over to help Liz to her feet. Thank God you're okay. Liz plants herself between your group and Angelina and picks up a rock in one hand, her eyes wild. You shouldn't have followed me. I didn't want you to follow me. Yeah, You have to have known we weren't just gonna give up. I just saved your life, so what the hell are you doing out here? Just step back. I don't want to die, okay? Liz. You better drop that rock and start answering some questions. We could have died chasing through the woods after you, climbing up the damn stairs, saving you from a self-inflicted rock slide. So, whatever's going on here, you owe us an answer. Liz's panicked gaze flicks between you, John, Dante, and Farah. How do I know you aren't going to... Liz, Finn just saved your life. If she wanted to kill you, all she had to do was stay put. It's true. And even if you think one of us is the killer, we can't all be murderers, right? We're not just gonna let anything happen to you. Unless, of course, you try to bash Finn's head in with a rock. Then that's probably not going to go well. No, it won't. John crosses his arms, joins Dante and Farah at your side. Liz looks back at Angelina, takes a deep breath, and sets the rock down. I just need you to know that I never meant to hurt Nick. He asked a lot, but I know he was trying to do better. So you killed him? No, I could never. But that's what I was worried that people would think if they knew the truth. I didn't mean to hurt him either. I loved him, I really did. And I know he loved me. You cheated on him. Angelina's voice is shaky, but it's steady as she keeps going, as if desperate to get the words out before she can stop herself. But he loved his company too, and the longer we were together, the more it felt like whoosh always came first. And when he missed dinner, he'd always text to apologize. When he worked weekends, he'd buy me gifts. But eventually I realized he wasn't even the one sending the text or gifts. It was her. She reaches for Liz, and Liz squeezes her hand. I swear to Christ. Every night I spent rallying around that huge house, waiting up for him. She kept me company. She kept me sane. She saw me. And I love her. Didn't see that one coming at all. You can hear it in my voice. I didn't mean to hurt Nick, but it still happened. So you and Liz? This explains a lot. Not really, but sure. Yeah, Nick thought that. Well, I don't think he knew about you and Liz, but I think he suspected there was someone else. He did? Yeah, the part of me that is Nick's friend wants to be mad at you, but I know this can't have been easy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this at the end. Agreed, terrible circumstances aside, you two make a lovely couple. I'm gonna need you to shut up, Farah. I don't understand why we're treating this like it's cute and not like it's a motive, because motive is all I see. John! I'm serious. One of you works for a billionaire, one of you is dating a billionaire, you fall in love, neither of you wants to lose money. I don't care about Nick's money. I was modeling for years before we met. I have my own savings. And maybe you won't mind actually telling us where you were when Nick was killed? We were together. Oh dear. Together? Yep. When everything happened, I left her room as soon as I could. Even had to go commando until I got back to my room. Wait, that underwear we found in Angelina's room. Yeah, mine. I've always been more of a boxer briefs girl than a lacy undies girl. Liz tucks the waistband of her boxer briefs up past her jeans. They're the same brand as the ones you found in Angelina's room. We couldn't share our alibis without getting the word getting out, so we decided to keep quiet, but after Madani, I couldn't take it anymore. And Nick was dead, why not just confess? I couldn't sit in the house of the man I loved, knowing I never told him the truth, and knowing that the woman I love could be next. Angelina, Nick deserved better. I can't blame you for falling in love or for not wanting to be with Nick anymore. It sounds like he did his share of the drifting apart too, but he deserved to hear that from you. He deserved a chance to move on. Don't you think I know that? I lie awake every night wishing I had the courage to be honest with him, but now I... Uh-huh. She claps a hand over her mouth, stifling a sob. Insert my eye roll. Liz wraps her arms around her. 2 people are dead. This whole situation really sucks. Can you cut her a little slack for now? No. We've certainly been through a lot. You two included. I still don't understand why you came here, though. I've been researching ways out of the property ever since we got landslighted in. The mine felt like a long shot, but, well, it was a shot. When I finally found a map of it, I told Gigi to get into the ATV first, and I'd meet her there, and you know the rest. Let me get this straight, Angelina. John, this is getting embarrassing. She didn't do it, neither did Liz. Can we just... When you found out Nick was dead, you gave me the guilt trip for not being with him. Meanwhile, you were in bed with his assistant. John, I'm sorry. We all thought Nick had killed himself, but I thought it was my fault. That's even worse! Yeah, I don't need to hear it anymore. Come back or don't, I don't care. With that, John stalks off, back the way you came. I'll talk to him. He probably just needs to cool down. And we should get you two back to the house. No, let him stay in here. I'm with John. Let him fall down in the cliff. By the time the rest of you emerge from the cave, something tells me Pete's probably dead. Anyway. It hurts to laugh. John and Dante are waiting in the golf cart. John's hands are tight on the steering wheel. I'm surprised he's not on the ATV. Anyone who doesn't want to walk, pile in. Let's just go. John doesn't even look at Angelina as she and Farah climb into the back, leaving Liz to follow on foot with you. Guess we're leaving the ATVs. You travel after the cart through the growing dark, and for a while, neither of you speaks. That's 2 suspects checked off the list at least, and answers about Angelina's affair. Would you understand Nick? Or would you... Then there's one thing Angelina didn't tell you. Why we ran now. Thunderclouds crackle in the distance as you glance at Liz. Hang on. The others will want to... Open your mouth to call ahead to the golf cart, but Liz shushes you with a frantic whisper. No, just listen. I couldn't say anything in front of the others while he was there. But just before you found Madani's body, I saw John by her room. Your heart nearly stops in your chest as Liz's words echo in your ears. We ran because I think he's the killer, and if he is, Angelina, all of us were in a hell of a lot of danger. John Seong, the bodyguard! Hopefully he did kill, or he's gonna kill you. Anyway. Well, that's at the end. Okay, alright. Well, before we get to this, first and foremost, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description. I'm just gonna go ahead and speak now. So, first and foremost, I'm sorry about being late on this. Pretty much TLDR, right? Around beginning of last week, I started going through a lot of pain that escalated very quickly. And around Thursday morning / Wednesday night, after I got done with, last week's Wednesday choices and everything else, I pretty much was bedridden and could not walk. And for about 4 days, I could not walk. And I have a friend, it's a cane now, that actually helps me at least hobble around, because I have been going through pretty excruciating pain. Like, there's times, let me be clear, there are times when you can, and a lot of people can attest to this that I know. You can be physically fit, you can be healthy, even no health problems whatsoever, and just one day you go to lift something. Like one person I know lifted a bar stool, boom, throughout their back. Like you can literally do something like that. For me, um, I've been burning the candle at every single end. Like not just both ends, I've been burning it left, right, up, down, just everywhere. Literally I just put the candle in the oven, let's put it that way. So, um there's been a lot going on, right? And then also a lot going on in my personal life. So, yeah, no, around Monday is when I'm thinking it started. Or around, yeah, no, Sunday/Monday. Uh, is when I did too much, and yeah, so I'm still on the road to recovery. Like I said, I have a cane as a friend, um, and pills and things to take because of pain. But moving on, just thought I would tell you that little disclaimer. Aside from that, um, thank you all for once again for watching. So let me just say this real quick about the Angelina Liz thing. Okay, so Liz, right? Now remember, we've had 12 chapters to establish this. Liz was always working for Nick, right? She was a busybody. She was always working for him the whole 9 years. So, you know, I don't get how she had time to spend with Angelina when she was always being Nick's assistant and she was Mrs. Work busybody and always there for Nick and always working with him and yada. I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. That's stupid. Um, and also makes Liz a piece of shit in my eyes and opinion. Um, because you and then also Angelina, same feeling. Like let's put it this way. Let me put it in this perspective. Your guy is out busting his ass. He's running a company. He's earning you money. He's giving you a great living. He's giving you a house, car, jewelry, anything you can imagine. And you go and cheat on the guy. You are a piece of shit. Like, and the sad part is, like, you could have spoke to Nick, right? She didn't clearly attempt this at all. Didn't like address it like, hey, we're growing apart, we're drifting apart. Is there any way you could maybe set a little bit more time aside for me? Nothing. Nothing. She's just decided, well, I'm just gonna sleep with his assistant. Like, come on. Just, oh no, I'm sorry. Like I said, they could literally and figuratively both die in a rock slide. I would not have saved either one of them. I would have watched. I'm serious. I was gonna let it happen even before I knew this. I just kind of already had a gut feeling about this. And that's why I said what I said when it happened. And I'm like, no, let him die. Because I didn't care. I just knew, like, they weren't guilty, but I knew that their whole situation was sus. So yeah, no, let me know in the comment section below what you think. But aside from that, no, they're both pieces of shit, right? And they deserve whatever karma is gonna happen to them. They honestly deserve like Nick's fate, in all honesty, like karma wise. So anyway, yeah, catch y'all later. Peace out.